Now, a story that came straight to us from one of our viewers. It's another case of double dipping from another public official. Phoenix Police Chief Jack Harris retired in 2007. He was then eligible for a $90,000 per year pension. Just 2 weeks later, the same city hired Harris to be public safety manager. Harris now makes nearly $200,000 a year while collecting his $90,000 a year pension. Judicial Watch has filed suit against the city. Here's the kicker. Phoenix is paying his former police chief, public safety guy, paying his $49,000 legal bill. Judicial Watch Director of Investigations Chris Farrell joins the company. All right, Chris, there is nothing illegal about what Mr. Harris did. Retires as police chief, gets his pension, signs on to another city job, makes $200,000 a year. There's nothing illegal about that, so what are you suing for?
Well, there certainly is something illegal about it, and that is that Arizona state law specifically prohibits someone from retiring from a position and then turning around and going right back to that position, the very same position, and drawing both the salary and a pension for it. And one thing you left out is that Jack Harris also pulled down a $500,000, actually over $500,000, in a lump sum payment immediately upon assuming the same job he retired from 2 weeks earlier.
But
at this point,
wait a second.
At this point, it's $500,000.
Yeah.
It's $500,000 that he pulled down right away, and $90,000 for the last 3 years. So we're approaching $750,000 he's pulled down. Okay.
Now, legally, you can't retire from the job, get your pension, get rehired to the same job. It was,
correct.
In Mr. Harris's case, surely it was not the same job because he retired as police chief and became chief of public safety. That is a different job, is it not?
It is not. In this case, we have a letter from the city manager, Mr. Fairbanks, saying that he is the chief of police and he is the public safety manager, both. Jack Harris also runs around wearing a police officer's uniform with a chief badge and 4 stars on his collar. He refers to himself as Chief Harris. He's provided court documents saying that he is the chief of police. So there's a real contradiction. There's a real point here, and that's why we brought a lawsuit, that he can't do the same job. He's in the same office, literally, behind the same desk.
Then it would seem like he doesn't have a legal leg to stand on. It sounds like a slam dunk case. If Arizona law says you can't retire from one job, get rehired in the same job and make more money, it's slam dunk, isn't it?
And that's why we brought a lawsuit on behalf of Ann Malone, who is a private citizen and a law and order activist in Phoenix, and Phoenix police officers who say, look, this is a man who is gaming the system. He's a sworn law enforcement officer who has gamed the system and is unlawfully receiving, in this case, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So I'm real fast on time. Chris, I'm real fast on time. But if you win,
sure.
Mr. Harris would no longer be public safety officer, so he loses the $200,000 a year. Do you get back any of the other money that's already been paid to him?
We've asked the court to look at that and say, look, these are unlawful, improper payments, and what should be done in the public's interest. Those are public monies. He's paid into it, but the fund itself, those are public monies, and it's happening all around the country.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, I've got one last one. I just want to get this in. In your judgment, was Mr. Harris a good police chief?
No. One of the problems with him is that he's a big open borders, illegal immigration supporter.
Okay.
He's not actively support enforcement of illegal alien.
Well, now, are you suing not just because you're annoyed at the double dipping and the illegal salary and pension, all that shit, or do you have a hidden agenda here in going after a police chief?
There's no hidden agenda at all. This man has unlawfully accepted payments from a pension fund. It just so happens that he's also bad or wrong on other policies that are really strict law enforcement policies.
That's your judgment. All right. Look, Chris Farrell, we appreciate you being with us. Very good information. And thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Stuart.